Boo Crystal Dynamics. Fucking Laura up. So yeah, we're playing the Tomb Raider reboot. I forget what year it came out actually, but I played it on the 360, so I've never played this definitive version. And yeah, I watched the Tomb Raider movie the other night, so I wanted to talk about it. Nude game.
A famous explorer once said that the extraordinary is in what we do, not who we are. I'd finally set out to make my mark, to find adventure. But instead,
Damn, it gets to this point that fast.
adventure found me.
She just starts on the boat.
In our darkest moments,
In our darkest.
when life
So yeah, the
flashes
movie
before us,
Tomb Raider 2018.
we find something.
It's not necessarily based on this.
Something
Like,
that keeps us going.
it definitely borrows like some imagery and like, you know, the look and stuff. And it does like rip off some like set pieces
Something
and stuff.
pushes us.
But I think the story's actually better than the side characters, side hosts. It doesn't have that fat Samoan guy. I remember hating that guy when I played them. But yeah, and it was written by, because I don't know the director. His name's Roar Uthog or some shit. Metal name. But the writer, her name is Geneva Robertson Dworet. And she fucking co-wrote Captain Marvel. And, I was like, oh, that makes sense because like some of the cringiest shit is like the feminist, big feminist energy in some of the scenes. Like right at the beginning, they try to like make Laura look tough by like having her fight these lesbians and shit. And she's like getting her ass kicked. And I like Alicia Vikander. She was in that AI movie. She was like a sex robot or some shit. That movie was cool. But it felt like in this movie they kind of like, especially at the beginning, went out of the way to like not make her look sexy. Like she's pretty muscular and shit, which is cool, but like they kind of like go out of their way to show off how like kind of flat chested she is. And it's weird because later on, like when she's actually on the island, they must have like gave her a little padding or something. She looks better when she gets on the island. Cristal. And yeah, apparently it kind of reminded me of Batman and Robin with Alicia Silverstone. And she's like kind of the rich girl that like goes out and does these fucking crazy races and shit for money, even though she shouldn't need it. And that's basically what happens. Like, she can't afford to like pay her fucking tab at the lesbian gym, the lesbian boxing gym. It's weird because it's like they're all like that. It doesn't make any sense. And then yeah, like the owner of the gym is like this Irish dude. He's like, I can't keep dealing with you, Laura. You're too much of a handful. And so like she can't pay even though she has a job. She like delivers food or something. I forget. But she like races these dudes on a bike for some money. They put like a green, neon green paint can on her bike so they can like chase her and shit. It's fucking weird. Oh damn. This happens in the movie, but like in a different way. X is square. And then yeah, of course, like she gets away from all the guys, but then like she fucking gets run over, and then she has to like get picked up by this woman. I thought it was like her stepmom or something, but I guess it's like a woman that worked for her dad. It's the chick from Mission Impossible. She's like one of the agents that like she's like the pretending to be the couple in the street or whatever that are kissing. And then I guess the fucking dude goes up to the gate and gets shanked by Jean Reno. And then there's that shot of her like peeking around like, what the fuck? Somehow she like, I don't know, walks up to the cage too and gets stabbed up. But anyway, she's like, you need to come sign these papers. They don't ever explain what the papers are for. You don't even know till the end, I don't think. To me, I assumed it was kind of like a Bruce Wayne thing in Batman Begins where he has to come back and like they want her to like take over the business and shit. I need fire. Fire. Oh yeah, detective mode. Yeah, she's like being kind of bratty, like through parts of the movie. She's like, I'm not that kind of Croft. She doesn't want to. She just wants to live with her gay friends, her lesbian homies. Oh. Can rape her. Damn. She cheeked up.
Just keep moving.
And yeah, so like I guess her dad dies, so she has to go like get his last will or whatever. And she shows up dressed like a fucking she looks like Michelle Rodriguez, dude. They really tried to dyke her up. And I was thinking later on, because like at the end of the movie she like comes back in the leather jacket again. And it's like, it would have looked cool at least if they gave her glasses. And also at the end she has like the long braid, but at the beginning in this scene she has like kind of long hair. Like I said, she looks like Michelle Rodriguez. Damn. I think this looks a lot better than I remember the 360 version looking.
What kind of contraption is this?
Contraption. But yeah, what she gets is like a clue. It's like a fucking puzzle thing, and she like immediately opens it. There's a fucking key in there. I thought something similar happens in this game. Because I thought she gets like a message from her dad and shit. That's basically what happens. Like, she takes the key and she goes to Croft Manor. And she goes into the, like, crypt or whatever. Supposed to burn something? Oh yeah, you gotta jump on this shit. And she uses the key to like open the little coffin thingy or whatever, the little drawer for the bodies, and it's like a secret underground lair and shit.
I've got to get out of here.
I was like, I hope her dad deleted his search history. Call like stepdaughter and shit. Oh yeah, her dad is Dominic West, the best known for 300. He's a dude that wants to fuck Lena Headey. But I also know him before that from Mona Lisa Smile. It's the guy Julia Roberts is fucking with. Fucking bitch. Yeah, my leg. My leg. In Mortal Kombat 4. I hate that shit, dude. Boston. Oh, so it's the same one? I thought they were gonna juke me. What's the point if they're not gonna try and fake you out? Better be wise and pissed. I like how the rocks paused for her to get up. Oh shit. Oh, she's more covered up than I remember. How do you climb this shit? Oh. It's like Resident Evil 4. Triggers. Get up there. Grande Culo. And make it. Hey, that happens in the movie too, kinda. Where she like climbs up. Like at the very end of the movie. And they kind of recreate this shot too. Where it like pulls back and you see the whole island and shit. Yeah, dude, she's got an undershirt and shit. What the fuck? I don't remember that. I missed the fucking One Piece. The Baywatch bikini style. Comes over.
lifeboat. Where are they?
A lifeboat.
They must have gone inland.
Yeah, so she gets the clue, and it's like a, I don't know, map or whatever the fuck. It tells her where to go next anyway.
Okay.
And she wants to, like, she needs money, right? So she goes to she goes to a pawn shop, and it's Nick Frost, who actually made me, like, actually want to watch the movie because of the trailers. He's always funny. And she's like trying to sell him like this green amulet, and she's telling him how like it's ancient Chinese secret from a Tibetan monk that was exiled in India or some shit. He's like, do you have any papers on this? Or whatever the fuck he says, and she's like, she's like, I don't know, whatever, but like, no, it's your lucky day. And he's like, oh, is it? And he like has the pendant like up to his cheek. And then right then, like, his wife pops out. She's like, what did I tell you about flirting with the customers? He's like, I'm not flirting. I was flirting. And then she like, he like shows her the pendant, and she looks at it and she can tell that it's like worth a lot of money. And he's like, you know, like, act casual, big smile, whatever. And it's like, I'm prepared to make you an offer, and he gives her 10,000. And she's like, oh, can I have a little bit more? My dad just died and all this shit. And he like takes 1,000 away, and he's like, she's like, what? And it's like everyone comes in here with the dead dad story. My wife is like, you fell for it twice this week. And then she like keeps protesting, and he takes another 1,000 away. And she's like, alright, and she takes it, and she like kind of slaps the glass, and he's like, oh, just for this occasion, or occasions like this, or whatever. It's pretty funny. And then they come back later at the end, which is good.
Sam's pack.
Which one's Sam?
Sam!
Is that the fat guy,
He must
or
have come this way.
one of her lesbian lovers? She got some ballistics going.
Sam? Roth? Can anyone hear me? I've got to find them.
Didn't they change her face a little bit? I remember some minor controversy about that when this came out. So yeah, she goes to Hong Kong. Oh fuck! Oh, that was supposed to happen. So she can get to the island to find her dad. Oh yeah, because it's kind of like this, where it's like they try to make it almost supernatural. Like her dad was searching for Himiko, the door to Himiko. And he, you know, her dad thought it was like some kind of supernatural power that could be unleashed. And
Looks abandoned.
so that's where she's going. And it reminded me of Resident Evil 6, where it's like, you know how like they have like the little, like all the boats, like all the fishing boats and shit. It's like a village of boats.
Is anyone listening?
And there's
Please
like little
respond.
bridges in between or whatever. And these fucking little Asian dudes like steal her backpack. And she has to chase them through all the boats and shit. because she's looking for the boat that took her dad to the island. And so she finally like gets to the boat, and the guys pull a fucking blade on her. And I was like, I thought she could fight, dude. And they're all like, they look like little kids compared to her. And then there's an Asian dude on the boat, and he like shoots his gun, and the guys scatter. And then you realize he's drunk, and he like falls off the thing, which is pretty funny. She wakes him up. And basically, he's like the son of the guy that took her dad to the island. So that's how they get there. And it's cool because like the closer they get to the island, like the weather gets all fucked up and shit. And there's like some really cool CG shots of like the waves hitting the boat. But I saw in the special features they also like built an actual boat and put it on a rig and shit and like shook it around so they could like spray them with water and shit. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's a cool sequence.
She's on the hunt for the lost kingdom.
So yeah, they have to like abandon ship, and she wakes up and she's like, I don't think she's tied up, but she's like, you know, obviously like kind of captured, I guess. And there's a guy there. It's Walton Goggins, the awesome Walton Goggins.
I'm sure of it.
Oh yeah, when I was saying about the feminist writer earlier, she's also the fucking showrunner on the Fallout show that has Walton Goggins in it.
I'm not just saying this to
So
make you
I guess
feel
maybe
better.
there's a connection.
I trust you. Roth trusts you. You got this.
But yeah, he has an
Now
awesome
take a break,
scene.
Okay?
I always liked him. I liked him from,
And Sam,
he was in Predators.
thanks.
And also he's
She's
really
not
good
always
in
serious, you know?
The Hateful Eight. In a bunch of movies.
How can you
Fucking cat.
suggest I'm not
But,
serious about this expedition, Laura? It's not just Sam's
Yeah, he has a
family's
really
money,
cool
'cause I put my
scene
savings on the line too.
where he's
We've
like,
all got some kind of stake
the
in
way he
this.
plays it, it's cool because like you don't know if he's like a bad guy yet. Like I kind of thought he was like captured there too in a way because he talks about how like a lot of people don't come on the island and it's, you know, hard to get here and harder to leave.
Talked to Roth about this. There's no point
And
in
at one
following
point
other
she asks
people's
him like
footsteps, Dr.
what he
Whitman.
does, and
I refuse to
he's
bet
like, you know, I'm
my
at the
reputation on
this
your
and that, but I'm at the
hunch.
mercy of my
I'm the
employer.
lead archaeologist here.
So you kind of like, and he also talks about how like he has
30 years
daughters.
experience,
There's like
two
another
PhDs,
feminist
one in
cringy
East
scene
Asian
where he's
history,
like,
so why don't you just stick
I
to
got
boats?
2 daughters,
Shut. Don't
dark
worry about
hair,
it.
like
That's a
you,
shut. Don't need a
pretty,
PhD to know that.
like
Going
you.
east will take us
And she
directly
like looks
into the
at him
Dragon's
like, oh, are you
Triangle.
gonna fucking
That's where we need to
get
go.
rapey?
Laura, my little bird.
And Walton Goggins is great because I feel like in all the movies he's in, he's always like sweaty.
Triangle look like Disney World.
Maybe because he's in
The
like some
stories back
westerns
when
and shit.
Himiko say she could summon storms.
I was looking at his thing. He was in
Based
Shanghai
on
Noon
some
too.
version
I
of the
totally
truth.
forgot.
What if Yamatai was somewhere in
But,
the triangle itself?
Look, this is the satellite imagery from inside the Dragon's Triangle.
Yeah, and then at a certain point,
That
like,
doesn't look good.
oh, because he has her backpack, and she like tries to grab it,
Reyes is right.
and
We don't
she's
have the
looking
funds
for
to
a
push
book
it out.
that had
It's
like
now
the
or
clue
never.
to how to get there.
Laura's offering fresh
And the
ideas
dad
for
had
that.
told her
I'm the
in the
captain here.
message
It's my
to
decision.
fucking
We're
burn
going
all the
into
research and
Dragon's
shit
Triangle.
because there's shady people that could find it. And then so of course like he finds the book, and so he's gonna open the door to Himiko. And she walks out of the tent, you see like them blasting dynamite and shit, blasting the mountains and shit.
I can't just sit here.
I can't sit here.
Something to eat.
And so yeah, pretty quickly after she gets there, she like makes an escape attempt, and it's cool because they use like the plane from this game, the rusted plane, as like a set piece,
Oh, God.
because she like falls in the river,
Wait.
and then like it's Freddy Krueger, and she like is going down the river, and she like grabs onto the plane, and it's like the wing is like over here, right? And she like jumps on the wing, and it's like breaking as she jumps runs across the wing, and then she jumps in the plane, and she like uses like something sharp to like untie her hands, and
Can't hunt with my bare hands.
and then like at that point the plane like starts to fall off the side, and she's like, really? Bollocks. And then she like manages to like, oh yeah, she like falls in the front of the plane, and then there's like a parachute there, and she gets the parachute on before it falls, which is a pretty cool sequence.
I can do this.
Well, that lean. Give me that shit. Oh. Dumbass. She couldn't have got a stick or something to pull it closer to her. And then yeah, when she like falls out of the plane, she like rolls on the ground, and that's when she has like the piece of wood stuck in her side.
You can have the
She
best
pulls it
farming
out.
technique in the world.
And then she like she walks out on the beach,
The key to using any weapon
right near the
is
beach,
focus.
and that's where they have that shot where it pulls back to the whole island and shit.
I need to find something to eat.
Need some food. The Lord's got powers. Oh shit, there's a deer. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? What? Gonna get right up on his ass, dude. Gotcha, bitch. Give me that meat.
Sorry.
And yeah, it's cool because like it's like they send a guy to go find her, and it's at night, and she like fights him and gets up behind him and like chokes him out, and it's like her first kill. She has like this emotional reaction, which is pretty cool. And then she sees like a figure in the distance, and she runs after it, but she leaves the fucking gun, dude. The guy had a gun. She could have grabbed it. And it turns out it's her dad, and her dad's been alive. Oh, I think I didn't say, like, at a certain point in that conversation, when she was in the tent with Walton Goggins, he tells her that he killed her dad. Like, it was like 7 years ago.
All right. You won't always have some fancy gadget to tell you where you
It's
are.
like, my apologies.
You can learn
It's
to
been a
read the
long
land
time
from the
since I've
stars.
talked to people.
You'll always be able to find your way home.
I'm being blunt. Smoking blunts. And to me, I actually really like the fact that her dad is actually in the movie. Because, like, in the game and, like, you know, they always... Well, actually, in the Angelina Jolie, didn't John Boyd show up at some point? But yeah, in the game and, like, they don't really show her dad, so there's no, like, emotional connection there. So at least here we got to see her, you know, actually care about her dad. And yeah, he basically like nurses her back to health. And the next day, of course, she fucking goes back and... Oh, because he realizes that she didn't throw away the... I mean, burn the research that he had done. So she has to go back and make it right. Yeah, she infiltrates. But like she gets caught pretty quick, but it's not really like they're not trying to capture her. They just he basically wants her help to try and get into the vault or the tomb or whatever. What the fuck, dude? I have to go around this way. Oh. Woman versus wild. I'm woman, hear me roar. I think you have to go around to get them. Nice here. Camp. Make some s'mores. That's where you level up and shit. Animal instincts. Extra rewards. I think getting salvage is good. Also, getting their arrows is good too. Bum collector. She got help. Thoroughly search crates. Fuck it. So yeah, they all sort of have to team up to go into the tomb. And it's weird, it reminded me of the last Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. They must have watched this movie. Because there's like a entrance to the tomb, right? And then there's like a little, they have like a ladder that they get to. So there's like a gap there. And it's kind of like in the Indiana Jones, there's like that rickety bridge at the beginning. And then they go further in and there's like the main chamber. And before they get there, there's like they have to like solve this puzzle. Like the dude fucking steps on a trap and it like shuts the doors on them, and like the floor is like falling apart, and they have to like lean up on the sides and shit and throw her some these like little colored things. Reminded me of the Resident Evil 4 color puzzle. So she has to solve the puzzle so like they can get out. What is that island called? Yamatai? Reminds me of that Hulk Hogan Yappa Pie strap, brother.
In the Yappa Pie.
But anyway, so yeah, they get past like that puzzle room, and then they're in like the main. Oh, they get to like this big like open cave part, and there's like a Chinese like temple or whatever that lights up with the flare, which is pretty cool. And they go in there, and there's like a.
Hello? Is someone there?
Hello, baby. I was just here. Somebody opened the door. And they open the chamber, and it's like, you know, Himiko. And she's like kind of preserved for a minute. It looks creepy, like, see on the History Channel and shit. Those like sarcophaguses, and they're all like perfectly preserved and shit. And then like once the air hits it or whatever, like she decomposes and she's more like a skeleton. But she's got like the crown and shit. And so they get one of Walton Goggins' thugs or whatever to like try and lift the body out. She looks good in this game. clothes. But yeah, so the guy touches it and it starts to like turn his veins black and shit, and he's like turning into a zombie basically. And the dad's like, oh, it was a fucking disease. Oh, because Laura notices on the walls that like they thought Himiko's generals or whatever
Oh God, this is insane.
banished her there, but really she like had banished herself there because she had this fucking plague in her somehow. It's locked.
Need something to pry this open.
I need my trusty crowbar. So yeah, at that point shit goes crazy and they all like start fighting each other and shit. And the dad is like behind the tomb and Walton Goggins is shooting at him, so they're like shooting at each other. And Laura's being chased by another guy. Yeah, I forgot what it is Goggins like he knows that that's the ticket out of there because he's been away from his family for 7 years. So he like cuts her finger off and puts it in a little thin little bag and puts it in his shirt. You'd think he'd have like some kind of vial or something. As soon as that shit touches him, he's dead. Is this the way it came? Oh, nice. And then yeah, he runs off, and she's got to chase him. But she has like a nice scene with her dad, kind of an emotional scene, because she doesn't want to leave him behind. But he's got like dynamite and shit, so he's gonna blow up the tomb so nobody can get Himiko's curse or whatever the fuck they call it. Torch. Torch is a flashlight in English. And crouch. So yeah, so Laura's chasing Goggins, right? They get to the entrance part and she catches up to him finally. And they have like a little fight scene. Oh yeah, she picks up the crowbar. It takes like that long for her to get it. I think one of the guys that was with
Sorry if I startled.
Walton Goggins had it.
This place would make anyone a little
And
jumpy. We just
so
spoke
yeah,
with
she has the pickaxe.
They're on their way.
And they have like a fight scene.
Look, he bandaged my
And at a
foot.
certain point, like,
Oh, it was the least I could do.
he gets on top of
My
her.
manners.
I think it's supposed to be like more like feminist, like, oh, he's like being rapey by mounting her and shit. But he's like,
Not really cut out for island life, I'm afraid.
oh, he says like, tell
It's okay,
Richard,
you look
that's her
exhausted.
dad's name,
Sit down.
Richard Croft, like,
Yeah,
tell
Sammy
Richard,
was
you
just
know,
telling me about this.
send my regards or whatever
right. Himiko.
when you see him.
Can you tell me more?
And right at that moment, like,
Well,
he
believe it or
like
not,
starts,
a
her
couple
dad,
thousand years
it like
ago,
cuts to him and he like
Himiko
blows up
pretty
the
much
tomb
ran
and he's
things
like
for Japan.
turning right before it
She
happens.
loves telling this story.
And that like
Himiko was
gives her enough
pure,
distraction to like
enigmatic, but also ruthless and
punch him
powerful.
in the face.
Legend says
Now,
she
darkness,
has
the tables are
shamanistic
turned.
powers,
And so she like
This is where she loses me.
Well, there's always some.
there's one part where like
She
his
commanded an army
crotch
of
is like
samurai warriors
eye level
to
with her
magnificent
face, and she
storm
like
guard,
punches him in the
then
balls and
Goku
shit.
went to the battle, laying waste to all
I
who
felt like
opposed
another
him.
feminist
They say
thing.
the sun rose at Himiko's command, and she ruled everything its rays touched, from the mountains.
Oh yeah, that's her girlfriend. I forgot.
But what happened?
Sam? Matthias? Sam? Sam!
And then yeah, she like
Shit!
she like kicks the ladder that like you need to get to the entrance, and he's like, no. I think that's when they start fighting, and then yeah, she like beats him up, and he's like on his knees, and she takes the finger and like puts it in his mouth, and she's like, I think her line is like, send the regards yourself or some shit like that. It's pretty lame. But she like shoves the finger in his mouth and punches his throat. He starts to turn and shit. Oh, it's fucked up. You can't move. It's cool because he falls in the hole with like a bunch of skeletons. It's like the pit fatality. I forget she gets like progressively fucked up throughout the game.
Let go.
How did that help open it?
Good to see you, little bird.
I'm so glad
Oh,
you're
there's a
here.
fucking Simone guy.
Is Sam with you?
She was with you.
She was here with that man, Matthias. But I passed out. When I woke up, they were both gone.
You girls should me go wandering off.
We need to find them.
Wait. What about Raw?
Okay, let's split up. One of
So
us
yeah,
go
when
with
she
Flora
kills the
and pick up
guy,
Rock. The rest
like
of
the
us
whole
just fan out
tomb
and
is
look for
crumbling
Sam.
and shit.
I'll
It's
go
kind of
with
like the
her.
games where you have to like run
let me.
forward while the stage is
You know
falling
how to use
apart.
one of these?
And she jumps and uses
It's
the
been a while. It's all
fucking
coming back.
crowbar.
Get to Roth. We'll find Sam and this Matthias guy.
You're gonna be okay?
Yes, I probably just need to rest for a few minutes.
And that's when that shot I talked about earlier, where she's like coming up out of the ground, because the Asian dude, he's like doesn't want to leave her behind, because they kind of like
You sit.
took back the camp or whatever.
I'll check up ahead.
Okay. Not so bad.
And so yeah, they get out, and I forgot to mention, so like way earlier in that scene where Laura and Walton Goggins are in the tent, he talked about his employer, right? And he's like, I don't have anyone to talk to, but I have this walkie-talkie. It's the only person I talk to. And they tell me, like, when I can fucking leave or whatever. And so when he thought he had the shit, he, like, called for evac. So, like, a plane comes to, like, get them, I guess. And you would think that it would be, like, the Trinity dudes or whatever that are coming. But it's just like two dudes in like a cargo helicopter. She's like, you're gonna save all of us. And they're like, okay, whatever. And so they take all the people back to the main line. That's the right way. So yeah, she gets off the island and she's back in like the Croft. Oh. Damn. The Croft building. Oh, I have another chance. And she's finally signing those fucking papers, right? And that woman is there from earlier, the employee of her dad or whatever, friend of her dad. How do you pull out the torch, or do I not have it? Full arrows. So she signs the papers, and then she's like looking through all of it after she signed it, right? And they're like, she's like, "Are these all the companies that we own?" And she's scrolling through them, and she sees one that she recognizes. Because there was a scene earlier where, like, oh, where they had all the slaves, like, pushing crates and shit, and it had the logo of that company. It's called, like, Port, no, or whatever the fuck. It's some weird name. You'd think it would just be Trinity. But it's like a triangle logo, right?
Could have warned me about the wolves.
And, are they coming behind me? Oh, there's a deer. Why don't they eat that? So yeah, she sees the name and she remembers it from like a crate that the slaves were moving around. And she like, it's like, what the fuck? She puts two and two together. And she looks at what she signed, and she signed the fucking power of attorney to the woman. You fucking bitch. How do I use my crowbar? Oh, I'm dead. I'm stuck. Dude, they're buff. Wow. Gotcha, bitch. Whew. Clutch G. Give me that shit. So yeah, it's supposed to be like this twist reveal that the woman is really, with that company, the Trinity people. Because she goes back to her hideout, and her dad's like, she, remembers her dad talking about this nefarious corporation or whatever the fuck. And he has like a, remember, we Crofts have an obligation or whatever the fuck. And she's like, we have a job to do. And then it's like, boom, Tomb Raider. That's the end of the movie. Yeah, like I said, she fucking just has a leather jacket on. I like the braid. But why didn't they, like, give her the fucking circular, the Shawn Michaels glasses, dude? That's, like, part of her look. And then, yeah, like, right after, there's, like, a after credits where she's back at the pawn shop. And she's, like, trying to get her pendant back. And, he's like, oh, you didn't tell me how much that thing was worth or whatever the fuck. And she's like, yeah, I told you it was your lucky day. And he's like, yeah, you did or whatever. And then the wife comes out and she's like, at it again, are ya? Because he's like flirting. And then she like, she looks in the back and she sees some fucking guns and shit. And then they go to the back and she tells him, it's H&K extended mag pistols or whatever the fuck. He's like, yeah, can't be too careful, the world's gone mad. And the dialogue's kind of funny. It's like somewhat awkward because she's like, the wife is like, you like those, do you? And she's just like, mm-hmm. And it cuts to a shot of Nick Frost, and he like gives her a funny look, like, oh. and then yeah, she looks at him. She's like, I'll take two. And then that's like the final shot of the movie. She's got the double pistols. And so yeah, that was the movie. I thought it was pretty cool. It does a good job of taking the best parts of like this game, because a lot of people really like this game, and like the look of Laura and what they did with their character. But I feel like about this game, like the way about the movie, it's like this is like a cool early young adventure for Laura, like as a younger person, right? Like in this game, I think she's supposed to be, I don't know, 20 or whatever. I don't know how old Alicia Vikander is, but she's probably older than that. But like, what I dug about it was like, she goes on this fucked up adventure for like her first adventure, and then later on she's like on these fucking sexy James Bond fun type missions in a way, but she's a badass because she went through this shit first, you know. So I thought that was a cool aspect of the reboot.